Hello there, folks. If you are just tuning in, you are watching RTA in Japan through English Speedrun Restreams. RTA in Japan is in support of Doctors Without Borders, or Médecins Sans Frontières, and the life-saving work that they do. As you can see here, currently RTA in Japan is showing a video from the charity talking about some of the clinical work that they do. One of the very important things that sets Médecins Sans Frontières apart from other organizations is that they are fiercely independent, and the only way that they are able to continue being an independent organization is through donations from individuals much like yourself. If you are able and willing, please go ahead and type in !donate in the chat. That will send you over to RTA in Japan's donations page. Go ahead and put in a donation to Doctors Without Borders and know that every single dollar that you're putting in makes a huge difference. And while you're there, you can put your donations towards one of the open incentives right now that they have going. You can change the main character's hair color in Salt and Sanctuary. You can change the protagonist's costume in Demento, or as it is called in the States, Haunting Ground. So you've got a couple of different options going here. Get those donations in if you're able. If not, welcome back. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and get set up for some Mega Man 9 action. I'm going to bring in my friend here, Mythical 9. Mythical 9 is going to be commentating the Mega Man 9 action for us in English. Mythical 9, why don't you tell the folks in chat a little bit more about yourself?
Hi, I'm Mythical 9. I've been speedrunning a little bit, but mostly commentating a lot of Mega Man games for a while. Probably my most notable one was Cool Kids' run of Mega Man 2 at Awesome Games Done Quick 2022. Anyway, when I saw a Mega Man on the schedule with no names next to it for RTA in Japan on the English Restream, and I came running. It's it's one of my favorite things to do.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate you doing it. Chat, by the way, if you know that there are any games coming up on the schedule that you have an interest in, type in !form in chat right now. It's not too late to sign up to be a commentator for one of our upcoming runs. But please, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mythical. Tell me more about your experience.
Well, I think I want to tell you more about Mega Man 9, Rokuman Q, but around here it's Mega Man 9. It was originally released in 2008 for WiiWare, PSN, and Xbox Live Arcade. It was eventually re-released as an inclusion in the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 in 2018, which I think is the version we're going to see here. And it was exciting when this game first came out. In the NES speedrun community, we got a real fondness for those first 6 games, but there was kind of an undercurrent of melancholy acceptance that Mega Man and indeed video games just aren't really like this anymore. So we were kind of blown away that something like Mega Man 9 could come out at all, let alone be so faithful and so full of fun new ideas. When the teams at Capcom and Inti Create sat down to create another Mega Man in that classic NES style, they looked to the old games for inspiration and really set their sights on Mega Man 2 in particular. The slide and charged buster that 3 and 4 introduced and became mainstays in this series are gone. We got jump and shoot. But of course, this is a Mega Man game, so shoot is a verb with a lot of adjectives as we collect each Robot Master's special weapon. And this is a Mega Man speedrun, so we're going to be putting them to use in fantastic and creative ways. It is also a Mega Man speedrun by the current 5-year world record holder So-ran-chan. So we are going to be seeing all the riskiest, speediest ways to blitz through the game. I've been watching their practice streams, and I'm pretty sure they are not going to hold anything back. Even when the speed to safety trade-off really isn't quote-unquote worth it for a one-shot live showcase speedrun, they're going for it. And I can't wait to see it.
Is that newscaster Chun-Li?
Yeah. Capcom likes to sneak Chun-Li into some of their other games.
で壁抜けや、ボススキップなどアクションゲームの RTA でよく見られるグリッチ等はほぼなく、非常に精度の高い基礎動作を行い続けるという
This is one of these things where I need to guess how long their intro is going to be.
RTA となっております。
I guess I can tell you ahead of time now. There's something they're going to be doing constantly throughout the run, which is whenever Mega Man is standing still, he takes a little bit of time to accelerate up to top speed while walking on the ground, but he immediately gets to top speed if he jumps into the air. So at the start of every stage, at the top of every ladder, whenever Mega Man is standing still, you're going to see them throw in this tiny little jump. And it's one of these optimizations that's very, very small, but is so common throughout the run that it adds up real quick. You'll save entire seconds over the course of the run just by throwing in these little jumps.
今回ね、2019年にと同じカテゴリーなんですけど、ちょっと一部ねルートとか変わった部分もあるので、そのあたり見比べて、もし2019年ね見ていただいた方いらっしゃいましたら、そこら辺と比べて、こんなところ変わったんだっていうのをね、感じていただければなと思います。さあそろそろねオープニングも終わりますので、セッティングをします。
そうですね。内容としてはライト博士が作ったロボットが世界に
Here we go. We're off.
いるからなんとかしようというのが大体オープニングの内容でございました。それでは早速開始していきましょう。
Hits the button on Concrete Man in the top left here.
オープニングステージというものがありましたが、それもなくなっておりますので、最初に行くステージを選択した瞬間にタイマースタートとなります。じゃあ5カウントでいいですかね。じゃあ5、4、3、
3, 2, 1, start! You are able to tackle the first 8 stages in any order, and the weapons and abilities you earn from previous stages can save time in the later ones. We're off to Concrete Man first. His concrete weapon is strong and it's versatile in its ability to make temporary platforms, so we want it. Take a look at this little left-right wiggle there. It spawns this bird at the top in from the left rather than the right, out of the way behind us. And coming up soon, Concrete Man's stage is defined by these cute yet malicious elephant mini-bosses. They take 15 shots with the Mega Buster to defeat, and you've got to be jumping over or running under these balls while just hammering on the shoot button. So-ran-chan has the confidence to jump over their extended trunks right in front of them and land the final shots, point blank, knowing exactly how many shots are left to defeat them. Coming up, we're going to do a corner jump right here. Anytime we want to fall down to the next area, we're going to sort of pre-jump at the corner, giving gravity time to accelerate us downwards and letting us pass the corner with more speed. It's another one of these really small optimizations that adds up quickly over the course of a run. So just past these rising and falling platforms at the end of the screen is Concrete Man, who will randomly do one of 3 things: fire a concrete shot, charge across the screen, or jump. They're difficult to react to, and we want to stay close. So you're going to see So-ran-chan jumping and just firing some shots high in anticipation of the jump. We want to stay close so that his 3 concrete shots are reduced to just 1. So we see 3 because we start the battle far away, but from now on, we're only going to see 1, hopefully. Bosses have 20 invincibility frames or iframes. The game runs at 60 frames a second, so it's about a third of a second. So we're trying to hit them with that rhythm. Very nice job there. It's about 180 beats per minute for those of you who are musically inclined. You know, bop, 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 bop. That's how you want to be hitting the bosses. Of course, their movement and attacks are going to prevent you from hitting your timings perfectly, so you need to be ready to fall out of and back into the rhythm throughout the fight. We also ended in the middle of the screen, so we don't have to wait for Mega Man to walk there during the cutscene where he receives the Robot Master's power, which we have now, Concrete Shot. There it is on the screen. And we're off to Magma Man next. It's a stage that is greatly sped up by Concrete Shot and not so much by other weapons, so it's the perfect stage to slot in next. At the end of this first screen, we're going to stick Concrete Shot on the wall to make a platform we can use to jump up, and we're going to grab a ladder way up high. Climbing ladders is a bit slow, so we're going to be employing every trick in the book to spend as little time on them as possible. We're also going to do a little zip, zoop, right there by jumping as the block is about to squish us, and as if Concrete Shot wasn't useful enough, we're going to use it to freeze these deadly magma beams up high so we can slip underneath. We're also going to be damage boosting. You saw that to get iframes ourselves and pass through some of these beams, saving precious concrete shot ammo. We've got this very cool dragon mini boss. He takes 5 shots. We're looking for 3, then 2. Yes. Excellent. The applause, they know. We've got a little break before we get to the final screen of Magma Man stage with a gauntlet of magma beams to freeze and a special zip on the last one. It's too low to freeze and squeeze under, but by edging right next to the beam and then freezing it, we'll be far enough inside it that we can zip through it and out the other side. So there's 3, here's 4, here's the 5th one right next to it, yes! And then this one up high, enough space for the jump, using the very last concrete shot, perfectly routed out. Very, very good Magma Man stage. And we head into the boss fight. We have no more ammo, so we fight with the Mega Buster. He always jumps toward us, so the idea is to run under the jump and retaliate. Ideally, you'll see the shots come in sets of 3. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, dodge. 1, 2, 3, dodge. 1, 2, 3, dodge. 1, 2, 3. We're always trying to stay towards the middle of the stage as well. We want to end in the middle to shorten the cutscene. Oh, but he took the middle. So we're able to get in that last jump as the last shot was traveling in order to land in the middle. Just to save that little bit of time of Mega Man walking to the middle of the screen during the cutscene. This is a fantastic 2 stages to start with, by the way. Very well done. We get Magma Bazooka, which you can see fires 3 shots in a spread pattern. And it can also be charged up for a stronger attack. It really does a ton of damage if you charge it up and hit with all 3 point blank. The next 2 stages can be done in either order, but runners find Galaxy Man stage more difficult, want to get it out of the way sooner. The first thing you'll notice about Galaxy Man stage is that the music is sick. Soran Chan agrees, shooting in tune with the music. We can just take a moment to just listen to this. Yeah. We get another turnaround damage boost, run on the spikes, and then we get to pull out Rush Coil. Friendly good boy Rush can be summoned to spring us up high. We can use this to get into this teleporter early, and we can use it to get up through this gap. Oh no! Oh wait! What was supposed to be a deadly trap is instead propelling us rapidly through the stage. We actually jump up into that one to get grabbed. Starts carrying us as soon as possible. We corner jump, watch out for the spikes, jump up, shoot the Met, mash down the UFOs at the bottom here, and you can see how hitting the button once summons Rush, but after that you can start shooting. Sometimes Soran-chan will summon Rush somewhere that we don't need him, just so we're free to start shooting. We don't switch off Rush because it takes a long time to open the menu, switch weapons, and close it. Part of the planning and routing of a Mega Man speedrun is in minimizing the number of times we open the menu. We're going to need Rush's help all the way to the final screen, so we're keeping him around. He's going to be helpful at the end of this screen. The positioning is a little tricky to get up before the Met shoots us. Very good. We're going to pause and shoot a grabber enemy who tries to get us. Just a tiny little micro pause there to make sure that we get him. And we're on to the last screen. We're going to do, well, Rush is going to help us get to the last screen first. We're going to do something a little crazy with the teleporters here. We're going to switch to Concrete Man. 3 shots is what we need. 1 to land on the wall, 2 for the enemies. Oh, had to double back. He didn't get the enemies. The damage boost would have been a problem. So nice reaction there to the pattern. It's very tricky to land all 3 of those shots. We're into Galaxy Man. We're hoping for 2 low swoops. 2 scoops. We want the Raisin Brand strategy. That's 1. That's 2. That's the quickest pattern. That's what you want to see. Subarashi, they're saying wonderful.
Incredibly lucky.
That's Galaxy Man. He's going to give us his black hole bomb attack. We never actually saw it because we got the good pattern. It's cool. You send it out and then you trigger the explosion and it just sits there and it does damage to anything that touches it. You see it right here. Boom. And it will also suck in projectiles and weak enemies, and then while they're getting sucked in, they don't exist anymore. They won't collide with you. You can run through them. We're on to Hornet Man. We're going to start Hornet Man stage by shooting one of these patrolling carts, which makes it rock back and forth, and then that gives us the space we need to jump over it right there. And then Rush is going to let us slip past these missiles, just right between them right here. Zoop. And then he gets us up onto the unroly snail. It's probably not called an unruly snail. Oh my gosh, he fell off. He's gonna need him again. I don't know what to call the unruly snail, but it makes a platform when you shoot it. In this vertical section, we need to shoot to trigger the launcher that breaks the bricks below us. It shoots at us, so we need to be in the right position and then dodge the attack. This last one is very tricky. Let's see how this goes. Oh, okay, yeah, he paused a little bit on the platforms just to make it a little more safer. Honestly, I think he was trying to just go for it and missed, but either way, he's through very quickly. Dealt with the flower very quickly as well. It spawns in one of 7 locations. Just using the concrete shot here to unroll the snails. It's like not how we want to be using that weapon, but we don't want to take the time to switch and we want to use it at the bottom here. We got a few mini zips off of these potted plants. Zip, zip. And then a really cool strategy. We're going to freeze this missile on the wall here to use as a platform. Just stick it out a little bit in order to get over that pillar. And then we switch to Hornet Man's weakness. Oh, he let go of the magma bazooka a little too early, so he wasn't able to blow up the stomper point blank. That's okay though, he's got the health to take the hit. So this is a pretty easy fight. You want to shoot once, then you want to kill all 3 of his hornets, bam, and then charge shots. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he was a little too early releasing that last charge shot. The timing on it is very tricky. You can't wait for an audio or a visual cue. You got to just kind of like feel it out and build up the muscle memory. But he reacted really well to not getting the kill there, firing that extra shot afterwards. We get Hornet Chaser, which shoots out some homing hornets. It's a very fun weapon. It's very fun to say. And that's going to help us a little bit. In the next stage, we're going to Jewel Man. Jewel Man stage opens with this long, difficult screen with enemies on the floor and these spinner guys raining down from above. It's some really good music. They're talking about the BGM in the game, I agree. Jewel Man's really saucy. So we're going to use Concrete Shot to deal with a lot of this stuff. All this stuff on the floor we can use for mini zips. This turret, another one of these carts. It also keeps us safe from these fallers as well. Very good. Hornet Chaser is going to hunt down these spiders above and below for us. Very nice. Once again, on this screen, we want the below one to die. Yeah, so you want 2 hornets down there. That's what you want to see. Coming up are some swingers that react to your movements. Walking around and shifting the mass on top of them will cause them to swing higher and higher. We just stop on that 3rd one there just for a little more height. Hornet Chaser is going to help reveal which of these meatballs is the monster blocking the way, and then we blast it with Magma Bazooka. We still have the bazooka out. We're going to use it to the spread to take out these jewels, and he is going to get shot by that enemy. That's unlucky. It also keeps us safe from that guy down in the pit. We're just gonna nudge this swinger out of the way and slip past it. It's really smooth and impressive when you see someone do this. Whoop! And away we go. And we fire 1 shot to kill a spider and switch to Jewel Man's weakness, the black hole bomb. We're gonna use it to keep us safe from all this stuff on the ceiling. Damage boost through the stomper. And we're on to the boss. Jewel Man jumps when you jump, so we can keep jumping to force him to jump into our black hole bomb. We're going to place it diagonally up to the right, up in the air. That looks good. It swallows his diamonds, his jewel satellite, and then we just place 1 black hole at the end there. Just waiting in the middle of the stage, reach into the back pocket and pull out a black hole, drop it on the ground, take him out for the final hit. Jewel Man has, Jewel Satellite is the name of his shield weapon. There's a lot of shield weapons in these classic Mega Man games, and this is one of the better ones in the series, maybe even the best, but it doesn't get too much use in the speedrun. It's more of like a defensive reactive sort of weapon, and the speedrun's a lot more interested in being more proactive. That's 5 Robot Masters defeated, and that means we unlock Rush Jet, an incredibly useful mobile platform you can summon anywhere and ride for a limited time. The next 3 stages have been saved for last because we have the most to gain from Rush Jet here. We also have the most to gain from corner jumps here. The slow acceleration in the water means it's more important than ever to build up downward speed before passing these corners. You can see a couple of them early on in the stage. Coming up, is the vertical bubble climb section. It's definitely the thing that defines this stage. You could wait on the bigger bubbles that never pop under Mega Man's weight, but they move slower and they spawn later. We're not waiting for that. We're going to be reaching and riding the first bubble we can to trigger each of the 3 screen transitions upward and using Rush Jet to stall mid-air while we buy time for the bubbles to rise. So that's the first one on the right. Get out from under the spikes with Rush Jet. Wait here for the middle one. There it is. Get on it. Transition up into the air before it pops. Ride Rush Jet to stall up on this bubble on the right. Wait for it. And then the finish. This positioning is tight. Yes! Rush Jet is there to catch Mega Man at the top. And that is a really fast strategy made only possible with Rush Jet, so that's why we're coming here much later. But Rush Jet's not done being useful, and while these screens look simple, look, he's just barely grabbing the bottom of the ladder. You need to be precise with where you summon Rush Jet so that it's at the correct height. We're going to ride on it, stay up at the top of the screen so we can drop down for like a mega corner jump, max speed coming down to the bottom, and we're on to the boss fight. Splash Woman is weak to Hornet Chaser, but she's very evasive, and her fishy sidekicks can distract our homing Hornets. So the timing and placement of them is very specific. We're going to open with 2 right, 1 left, one there, and then all 3 to the right. We want 2 hits, then we jump up, get the last 2 hits. Kill in the top left corner of the screen is exactly what you want to see. That is not an easy kill to pull off. Soren-chan's had like a really excellent run so far. That is really good through the first 5 Robot Masters. We get Splash Woman's Laser Trident, a strong, all-purpose sort of attack. And it pierces enemies, so that's cool. Plug Man is going to be up next. Into stage is defined by the series' iconic, sequentially disappearing and reappearing Yoku blocks. They move on a cycle, and that cycle starts now at the start of the stage, so we need to be pretty much perfect with our movement to catch them in the ideal arrangement. In one tricky spot here, we need to drop down, kill this telly enemy blocking the way. That's good. That's sort of the first major hurdle. The second is jumping over both of these sparks in one jump, just like that. And then this is the last screen here. Over this match, shoot the third one, mash down the turret, and we're here just in time. Look how smooth it is to jump on these blocks on this cycle. You really don't want to have to improvise a route if you get here at some other time and the blocks are doing some other thing. So that's really good that he got that as clean as he did. We switched to Rush Jet because the next Yoku block section is very long. We don't want to do it. So we get as far right as we can, and we summon Rush because the ammo is very tight. You can see it tick down in the top left as we ride him. We want to stay low to get underneath this pillar. Jump right before these Nega Men can catch us. There we go. Coming up, we're going to do a little scooch forward and then back to land on Rush midair at the bottom of these stairs here. Zoop. Yep. And then crash him into that pillar so Rush goes away. We need to preserve the rest of the ammo for the rest of the stage. It's very tight. So if you've done this right, we damage boost, we summon Rush, and the blocks are just out of the way at just the right time. And we can continue to ride Rush, but we did get knocked back there. So we actually switched to Jewel Satellite, and we're probably just going to, get the jump over the Stomper, taking no damage. That is not easy to do. It was totally unnecessary. He could have just damage boosted, but nice bit of style on the backup strat there. Plug Man is very easy. You throw the shield at him, and then you just ding him while you're waiting. You want to hang out in the middle. Oh, he ran out. He used it too early, so he's going to have to shoot him a little bit. What was like basically a flawless run up to this point now finally is like, this is a live run, you know? This wasn't a world record recording we were watching. You got to be able to react to the stuff that happens. You've only got as much ammo as the boss has health. You know, they're in perfect sync, so if you attack too early while he still has iframes, you lose your ammo and you don't do the damage, and you got to make up the difference. So, nicely done. We get his plug ball attack. It's not very useful. It's only used against enemies that are weak to it. Tornado Man is the final Robot Master. There are many difficult sections of this stage we would like to fly over with Rush Jet that we simply don't have enough ammo for. Soran-chan is going to be going for the fastest strat that involves conserving the ammo on the first section with these rotating magnets. You can see one there. They grab Mega Man's feet so he sticks to them as he rotates into the background and back out into the foreground. It's cool, but it's troublesome. So Soran-chan is going to be jumping on them constantly. Notice how precise he is as he jumps on these. You can't even tell that they're doing anything to Mega Man because he's always jumping the moment he lands on them. So he pulls out Rust Jet for just the back half of this. Jumping on those first ones is how he preserves the ammo for the later parts of the stage. We get a little bit of a refill here before we move on. At the bottom of the screen, we're going to get hit intentionally for some iframes to move on these spikes. Nice little turnaround there in the air to make sure it goes well. We're going to precisely jump over this health refill, precisely because we just don't want to wait for the tiny bit of time it takes for the health to refill. Coming up, we're going to plant Rust Jet, and then we're going to turn around by shooting. Oh, and we didn't even need to because we got lucky. He didn't jump, and we didn't get knocked back. So you can see the rain here. It's diagonal, right? It's falling towards us. It slows us down when we jump, but it can't stop Rust Jet. On the next screen, you're going to see the rain going the other way. The wind now pushes us forward. It's in our favor, so we never stop jumping. Again, look at Mega Man's sprite. Hands up, knee out, always in that jumping position. Barely a frame spent on the ground so that we can maximize that extra speed we get in the air on that screen. So here's Tornado Man. He's got 3 attacks. We don't want to see him in the middle or up top. We want him to stay low, where we can just pump these plug ball shots into him. Let's see what we get. Low is good. Second pattern, he's in the middle, so we got to do some jump shots. Damage boosting so that we can hit him with the iframes. Nice reaction to a decent pattern. And that is the end of the 8 Robot Masters, but it's not the end of the game. We're off to siege Dr. Wily's fortress. It's made up of 4 separate stages, and unlike the previous, we do not get a refill of our special weapons between them. We need to be thoughtful about how and where we spend our special ammo, especially since many sections of Wily's Fortress demand that you use special weapons in order to traverse them. Thankfully, the game will provide us with an opportunity to refill everything partway through, so we don't have to hold back too much. But any mistakes we make that cause us to use extra ammo, we need to keep in mind that we need to make up for not having it later on somehow. So these are more difficult than the previous stages to sort of recover from mistakes. Wily 1 also has these propeller platforms that invite you to use our newly acquired Tornado Blow to lift them up into the air. You're going to see them at the end of the screen here. But we're not switching to Tornado Blow. Rust Jet is going to serve us better in this stage. There's the platforms there, just flying right over them. We're going to grab this refill because you can never have enough Rust Jet. And then on the next screen, we're going to hop up through this gap with Rust Jet, damage boost off the shield enemy to get through. We pre-summon Rush to mash down these bulky enemies without switching. You can see him just hanging out for moral support at the bottom. And the Dragon mini-boss is back, and we want to save Concrete Shot for later, so it takes 15 shots to defeat this guy. Oh, gets the backup kill on the left side of the screen. 1 cycle is still something you're going to be happy with here, I think. The applause is definitely warranted. In this Magma Beam section, Rust Jet not only conserves Concrete Shot, because we can just ride him instead of shooting it, but it's also faster. Such a good boy. He's here to help again and again on this climb, all the way up to the boss. Early into this teleporter, and then again over these spikes at the end. Oh, a little bit early. Rust Jet just went straight to the bottom. And again here, skipping these 2 platforms, and not done yet. Once more over the big shield guy. The boss
Get a good dog in chat.
The boss is the spike pusher. This is an interesting fight. You need to knock the spike balls into the enemies. Notice how the travel time of your shots means that you can't wait until you see the enemy die. You need to sense that you fired the last necessary shot. Oh, I see he was 1 short there. Before you move on to the next one, in order to go as fast as possible, it takes a lot of practice to sort of develop that sense. And now he needs to improvise a little bit. So he's done enough here. He's going to swap to Tornado Blow. 1, 2, 3 is going to knock it into all the enemies. And then he's going to use an extra one, and it's still not going to get this guy. So troublesome. Gets the kill there. So he did use 1 extra Tornado Blow. I think that's fine. I don't think we need that until we get a chance to refill it. So that's Wily 1. Wily 2 is extremely difficult. It is the hardest stage, and it never lets up. Through the first half of the stage, we're going to be using concrete shot to get around in very clever, tricky ways. We're going to open with a precise shot on the wall to climb up. Yes, that's it. And then coming up on the next screen, we're going to place a block, get up, and jump off just before the spark touches us. Yep. Damage boost, and run on the spikes. Use a block to get out. Cross the spikes with a block. And now another tricky spot. We want to get through this one tile gap. Yes, he's through. Wait for the green projector to pass. Yes. We're going to get right next to this Sniper Joe, and we're going to jump over through these fake projected blocks. Yes. We have a ridiculous double mid-air block jump. Not done yet. Tricky jump over the spikes. He's clear. The flower mini-boss is here. We get the lucky spawn on the left, so we're able to take him out into the second half of the stage. We switch to laser trident. It's good for fighting enemies here. We're going to shoot one at these mines at the far end of this corridor. Right there, it wakes them up, pulls them toward us so we can jump over. We're going to make sure to stay low so we just have one fish so we can jump over. Jump into the screen transition for the corner jump. Turnaround shot on the fish. And a scary jump over these spikes here. He's clear. The stage is not over yet. Stay low so that this second fish doesn't come. Walk along these lower blocks. These projectors can't fool us with their fake blocks. We're going to corner jump at the transition. We have no room to summon Rush at the top of this ladder, so we're actually going to jump out and turn around to put him on top of the ladder right here. Yes. Mash down the enemies at the top here. Slip into the hole in the wall. He missed it. He's going to have to climb the ladder. The ladder of shame. Oh, nice little backup strat with Rush there. Love to see it. We're going to damage boost. Oh, no, he doesn't want to take any damage. He wants to play it just a tiny bit safe by killing the first one. Rush over the second one. The hardest stage in the game is not over. It's got a really hard 3-stage boss fight. What is it gonna be? Same desu. It's a shark. We're gonna coil up, laser trident low, high, low. They all connect. We shoot the missile to get it to open back up. Finish this off low. Phase 2, we're gonna shoot wiggle shots at both turrets, left and right. This is very tricky, very precise. Pretty good. Lost it a little bit in the middle, but it's so tough. But we're not done yet. Phase 3, very random. So we're pre-firing just in case the mouth opens. It opens right away. We get all 6 hits. That is not easy to do. And then a small pause before it opens. Almost a perfect third phase on the shark fight. A really strong Wily 2. Overall, super well done here by Soran-chan. We're on to Wily 3. It's less intense, thankfully. And it contains an M tank. It's a usable item that refills your health and all your weapons. Super important. It'll come later. So first we're going to get to the end of the screen. And we're going to catapult ourselves really high into the screen transition. That's why Rush Coil is here. High into an anti-gravity ride. Oh. So cool! You use the buster to propel yourself backward to dodge enemies and spikes. It's a pretty smooth ride to the top once you know where to be, so we can just enjoy the music a bit. At the top of the screen, we have a deceptively deadly jump. Too high or low, and you end up spiked. Here it is right here. Okay, we're okay. Corner jump on the end of this platform. Corner jumps again. And coming up, we need to place Rush in just the right place so we don't spawn the Sniper Joe up into the top right. Let's see. No, he's not there. But he over-jumped it and didn't land on Rush. So now we have to improvise a little bit. Damage boost and finish. Point blank before he shot. Nice job. We're into the second anti-gravity section, and this one demands more precision. You need to know how to exactly cancel your momentum in order to go straight up. So if you shoot 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left, it's going to stop you and make you go straight up. And it's going to be really hard to get through this section if you don't know how to do that. So we're going to hang out on the left side of the screen. This grabber enemy is going to take us right into the M tank. You can hold on to it and use it later for safety, but yeah, Soran-chan is going all out. So they use it right away, saving the most time as we don't watch this refill animation for anything that we don't need. The laser trident is going to deal with all of the threats in this section. There's a lot of pits we're going to be jumping over. But we're almost to the boss, the Twin Devil. It's a new take on that infamous Yellow Devil boss from the earlier games. The Goopy twins are going to switch places piece by piece, and the core is only weak during its very short trip, passing from one to the other. We're going to pre-fire Black Hole Bomb, so the tail end of the explosion hits, and then fire immediately for a second hit. And then we have to pause to cancel the explosion animations for the following shots. So we're going to dodge for a while, and we're going to see a quick 1-2, and then pauses for 3-4-5. So there's the explosion. The end of it's going to hit. 1-2. Pausing. 3. He doesn't think he's going to get it. 4. He needs to jump for the 5th. He gets it. That's the one cycle you have to wait for a whole extra cycle if you do not squeeze those 5 hits in. He's so relieved. You can hear it in his voice that he got it. He should be so happy. Wily 4 is the final level. We want to save as much concrete shot for phase 2 of the fight with Dr. Wily as we can. So we're going to block some of these lasers with it, but we're going to damage boost through the others. So we had a damage boost, and here's how the block will cover the lasers. There's 2 here, so we're going to get 2 for 1 with our damage boost. The bulk of this stage is spent in the iconic Robot Master rematches, the refights. We're going to start with Gravity Man because we have a way to manipulate the random number generator that determines his patterns. We're going to be watching the background flashing for a cue and try to go in at just the right time. I have no idea if he got it. We're going to see. We're looking for Raisin Bran. 2 scoops here. 1, 2. He got it. Perfect. On to the next fight. It's Plug Man. He is just as easy as he was before. Though, this was the Robot Master that caused the most trouble first time around. So let's go for the rematch here on phase 2. The collision is intentional, staying right next to him to pick up the drop afterwards. That's the way Plug Man is done. Tornado Man's next. We want him to stay low again, same as before. See what kind of pattern we get. Stays low, and then at the top, so we get the hit. Pretty good, pretty good. He's going ma because it's not absolutely perfect, but it's pretty good. Hornet Man, no, Magma Man first. He's doing this slightly differently than I was prepared for. So we have Tornado Blow. This is Magma Man's weakness. If we get lucky, we'll get an extra hit, but it didn't happen as he's crossing from sort of the lower to the top half of the screen. We can use Magma Bazooka for Hornet Man as well. He's fought exactly the same. 1 shot, take care of the Hornets. Charged. Oh, it's a little bit too early again. Same mistake as last time. We got Jewel Man, fought very similarly as before. We're going to plant the Black Hole Bomb up and to the right, keep him jumping by jumping ourselves, except we're going to follow behind for the last hit so we pick up the thing that we need to get out of the boss fight. On to Splash Woman, also the same as before. 2 right, 1 left, and then 3 to the right. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Gets the 2 hits. Gets the 2 hits after for the kill in the top left exactly the way that we want to see it. And for Concrete Man, now we have the Laser Trident. This does more damage and it shatters the blocks that he shoots out. So very nice. The wider hitbox also makes it easier to catch him on those big jumps. Perfect fight there from So-ran-chan. It's Dr. Wily. Phase 1 of 3. We knew you're going to use the Laser Trident here to knock the eggs back into the Wily machine's jaw. 1 on the ground and then jam 2 into his face is the ideal pattern. Perfect there on phase 1. Phase 2, 2 patterns here. Hopefully he stays low. He's going up, so we have to wait a little bit. We cannot miss a single shot with Concrete. Into the jaw, going these 2 shots per jump. Very good. Phase 3. This is the final boss. Super random. Weak to Plug Ball, can appear anywhere. We pause as he appears to give ourselves time to react. Pretty good for 1 phase there. You can see he'll fake you out by just sort of appearing wherever. Oh, tons of damage there. Almost could have finished him. Oh, the fake out is high. We need to summon Rush Coil to jump up into him through the attack. In the air, the final 2 shots. That's time. 3206 from So-ran-chan.
早いですね。
This is one of, if not the most difficult Wily capsule fights in the series. Did a really good job of reacting to all of those patterns, dodging the attacks. Congratulations to Soran-chan for a fantastic run. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to everyone who has donated. If you didn't know, they're raising money for charity. Everyone's who donated to Médecins Sans Frontières. They're doing it. They're going through the history of Dr. Wily. It's like, oh, you keep beating me again and again and again. That time and that time and that time. Thank you to everyone who's donated to Médecins Sans Frontières. They're an incredible charity. I gotta say, RTA in Japan is such a cool event. I've been a part of the English-speaking speedrun community for a while. And the Japanese speedrun community came up all on its own at the same time. And while there were a few breakout runners like Ohan and Hoda Ruby that were so good and so prolific, it was still really tough with the language barrier for these communities to connect. So I was so happy when Japan, got its own GDQ in a sense with RTA in Japan. And it means a lot to me to be a small part of it. So thank you to English Language Restreams for having me. Congratulations once again to Soran-chan. They stream on Twitch. You can find them at twitch.tv/SORANTYAN if you want to support them. Hopefully we can shout them out or something in the chat. You can find me on Twitch too. I'm Mythical9 signing off, but don't go anywhere. We got a lot of great runs coming up here on RTA in Japan Summer 2025.
Mythical, thank you so much. Almost stealing my thunder there. Thank you so much for joining us. Incredible commentary, very insightful, and we definitely appreciated your insight for Mega Man 9. Like Mythical said, we are going to be right back after a short break with more Mega Man action. So go ahead and grab a snack, but don't go far because these breaks have been lightning fast. We will see you shortly.
よければ見てください。本日はありがとうございました。
はい。じゃあ、ちょっとチャリティーの話も一応しときますか。RTA in Japan、サマー2025チャリティーイベントとなっております。ビッツやサブスク等の、ツイッチの機能を利用したビッツやサブスクですとか、寄付額投票、あとはパネルから直接寄付をしたりですとか、チャリティーグッズの購入などなど、さまざまな方法によって、チャリティーに貢献することができますので、ぜひね、皆さんもイベントを盛り上げつつ、チャリティーにも参加しつつ、楽しんでいただければと思います。こんな感じですか？
はい。あとね、ロックマン9本当に楽しいです。すごい気軽にできるって言ったらちょっと語弊があるかもしれないですけど、難易度的に考えてそう難易度はほどほどにあって、ちょっとアクション物足りないなっていう人はやるとかなりね、いい感じに、プレイできるんじゃないかなと思います。初心者の方でもね、アイテムとかありますので、それを駆使して、なんとかクリアしていただけると本当にこちらとしてはありがたいです。クラシックコレクションでいいのでやってください。今 Wii はもう買えないんで、通販サイトとかでないと買えないんで、クラシックコレクションでぜひやってください。あと今回スカラベさん解説依頼させていただいたこちらからね、こちらからじゃないや、やりたいですって言った後にね、実際にラインもね走っていただいているということで、本当に奏者冥利に尽きるという形で本当にありがとうございました。
こちらこそ楽しかったです。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。ちなみに記録は狙いますか？
そうですね、とりあえず、40分は切ったんで、ただもうちょい35分切りぐらいはちょっと頑張ってもいいかなって。やっぱ私も9好きなんで、今まで通常プレイしかやってなかったんですけれども、ちょっと頑張ってみてもいいかなというところで、ちょっと私事なんですが、今私ロックマン&フォルテっていうゲームをメインでちょっと記録狙いをしてありまして、そのなんというか息抜きがてら自分のペースでやっていけたらなと思っております。皆さんもぜひロックマン9やりましょ
う。はい、やりましょうということでね、ちょっとこれねエンディングいいエンディングなので、ちょっと一通り流してから終わろうかなと思ってますので、そうですね、私他にもちょっとロックマンやってまして、10とか、4とか5やってますけど、ちょっとね野望がありまして、1から11を全部走れるようになりたいなと思ってまして、今度ね8をちょっとラーニングしようかなと思ってます。ちょっとね異質な作品には なってはいますが、 頑張ってねある程度走れるような、感じには仕上げたいなと思っております。
楽しみにしております。
ありがとうございます。ということでねエンディングも終わりましたのでそろそろこの辺で失礼させていただきます。今回はねロックマン930分見ていただいて本当にありがとうございました。奏者のそらんちゃんでした。ありがとうございます。
はい。